Do 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 do. Come. Hello. Thinking about it after yesterday's stream, I might actually be able to finish the game today. Maybe. I've just got the 2 silver keys, the 1 gold key, 1 non-quest book, 1 little flower, which is the most annoying thing of all. Outside of that...
Good heavens, that thing is hideous. I can't for the life of me figure out why you would want to keep it.
Never have to worry again.
It's more beautiful than I dared to imagine. And heavy, too. Our experts estimate it's worth a small fortune. Of course, now the question becomes, what do you wish to do with this fine stone? Shall I deposit the money from the sale into the treasury? Or perhaps you would prefer the funds were channeled into, let us say, a more personal account? A truly selfless act. I am constantly in awe of your generous and noble spirit. Putting the safety of your people before your own reward. Bravo, Your Majesty. Bravo.
Yep, that should be more than enough for the rest of the time.
You have shown yourself to be a most talented monarch. The treasury is positively overflowing. You might even consider borrowing a little for yourself. Of course, it never hurts to earn even more. Who knows what the future will bring? With that in mind, I would like to discuss the thorny issue of child benefits, which were abolished under your brother's rule. There are vocal elements within the community who are clamoring for us to bring it back. In the interests of the Treasury, and of the long-term welfare of the people, I have a counter-proposal. It's somewhat radical, but rather brilliant, if you don't mind me saying. We charge people for every child they have. This would keep the population low, but more importantly, the Treasury high. Is it really fair to bring new life into such an uncertain world? And won't that gold go to help the children who have already been born? Of course, you may also choose to keep Logan's policies. The matter is entirely in your hands. Very well, Your Majesty. The breeders amongst the rabble will be ecstatic, I'm sure. Perhaps you are considering making a personal donation to the Treasury to make up for the shortfall. It is entirely your decision, as always. Shall we proceed with the rest of your appointments? Here is the royal agenda for the day.
Bitch, please. The entire treasury is my personal donation. Okey-doke.
As you can see, you have 2 audiences in the throne room to begin. I've heard rumors that Reaver's latest proposals are both scandalous and delicious. It should be most entertaining.
Welcome to the sanctuary.
Oh, well, I've actually got... Quest, obviously, that's... Ooh, there's one over here, though. Is that just another criminal one? No, it is not.
Has anyone heard any news?
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Greetings, Royal One. Death is not the end of life.
You are a true friend.
So, what is next then?
The arrogant will not find respect, nor will the violent find peace.
This golden path.
Your Majesty, welcome to our temple. I lament the forlorn state in which you find it. Before the darkness came, this room held our most sacred treasure. I had lost all hope of recovering it, for that would require journeying into the desert. We have lost so many people. Who among us would have the courage to face the sands now?
Me.
Thank you. You will forgive me for not being more forthright. I am unaccustomed to asking rulers for their help. As for the matter in question, this chamber once housed the temple's sacred dyes. Our rituals cannot be completed without them. The dyes are made from rare flowers found throughout Aurora and the surrounding desert. Gathering them has always been a dangerous task, but when the darkness fell upon us, it became an impossible one. If you can find these flowers and bring them to me, I will begin making the dyes again, and perhaps our people can recover some of the faith they have lost. We will gladly share them with you, of course.
What a surprise. Do I have a quest log for this?
Ah, hello.
Can I see my quest logs? Why? Temple's treasure. Because I can't actually see any information about it, that would be useful. Although this could help. Red.
You have done a great service for us. On behalf of all Aurorans, I thank you. The red dye represents love in our culture. Whether that's shared between betrothed couples or parents and their children.
Blue.
The blue dye represents sorrow. As you may imagine, this dye was the first to run out.
Green.
The green dye represents growth, whether through birth or learning.
Orange.
The orange dye represents strength. In ancient times, our fiercest warriors would wear it whenever they went into battle.
It's being incredibly squeaky and noisy today. Ugh. And yellow.
The yellow dye represents prosperity. It is used in times of shortages and famine.
Think. I keep getting that so much of balls. Leaves purple. Let me just right. There's one purple in the city, which I'm sure I already got. Shifting Sands has a couple.
Ah, hello.
Okay, for the diagonal pillar. Mm-hmm. This seems correct-ish, maybe? I don't know, I can't actually see that well. Ah, I would have passed it by now if it was here. There's the other one. Right. Pretty sure the fort should be around here when I build it. Got it! Friggin' knew it was in the desert. Don't know how I missed that till now, but done and done.
Welcome to the Saint.
Okay.
Come here and fight me like a man. Oh, I'm sorry.
Stop here. Hate the fact I can only get in here when this thing fucking shows up. Shit, This one, I made myself exit there for a second. Do-do-do.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
The purple dye represents our dreams. It is worn by those who wish to find wisdom in their sleeping state. The sacred dyes have been restored, and our culture is close to being whole again. May the blessing of our elders go with you.
That was nice and quick, wasn't it? Let's catch criminal. Let's catch criminal.
our mighty queen. Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen.
Gracious lady.
This hearing concerns the future of the Bowerstone Shelter and Orphanage. Paige will speak for the disenfranchised people of the city. Reva will dispute her cause.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, the shelter has long been the only refuge for the homeless, the poor, and the orphaned. And until we can change the whole world for the better, it will continue to be their only hope of survival. Isn't it time we held out a helping hand to those who need it most? The shelter is underfunded and the building has fallen into disrepair. Invest in the shelter and orphanage, and perhaps we can begin to create a better future for Albion's forgotten people.
I could not agree more. The city and its people are in dire need. But it is not charity they require. It is love. I propose we use this dilapidated building to help both them and ourselves. For love and money have always gone hand in hand. Let us inaugurate Bowerstone's first brothel.
A brothel?
Brothel, bordello, whorehouse. The name is unimportant. What matters is that the people get the love they need, and we get their money.
Yes, it's for your Majesty to decide. Refurnish the shelter and orphanage, or convert it into a house of ill repute.
The poor of this city have suffered enough. We will renovate the shelter and orphanage.
The Bowerstone Shelter shall be refurbished at the Crown's expense.
Thank you, Your Majesty. You've done the right thing.
As you wish, Your Majesty. The parentless tykes and their destitute friends shall have a palace to call their own. Are you a beggar, too lazy to own your own clothes? Or perhaps an orphan, aching for a bowl of gruel? Then come to Reva Industries Shelter and Orphanage, where you'll find food, beds, clothes, and even new parents. No matter who you are, we care, even if you don't deserve it.
Today, you will deal with a pressing environmental issue: the disposal of the city's waste. Reva will offer his proposal. A member of the Morningwood community will stand against him.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, I'm sure you will have noticed a certain aroma permeating the city of late, even more nauseating than usual. I fear it is not merely the stench of the underprivileged. Bowerstone is beginning to have a serious waste disposal issue. We require an inexpensive and efficient solution, and I believe I have hit upon one. Now, currently, part of our waste is being disposed of in the Morningwood Marsh. With very little effort, Reva Industries could redirect all of the Bowerstone sewer system to flow directly into that region. As you know, it's a desolate place with no financial or cultural value to the kingdom. There can be little discussion as to the logic of this decision.
Hang on, this isn't right. Not right at all. We're all children of the soil. It's in our hearts, it's in our blood. It's under our fingernails. What I mean is, we're all equal when it comes to dirt, like. From dirt we come to dirt we go, yes? We who reside in Morningwood have as good a claim to being clean as anyone. And what of Morningwood itself? Its nature spirits, its woodland elves, and water fairies. Do they not deserve freedom from pollution too? Don't destroy paradise with your urban dregs, man. Channel the waste. Be one with the cycle of life. You have all these, like, factories and stuff, don't you? Turn one into a, you know, what do you call it? One of those things, a sewage reclamation facility. Right on.
What shall you decide, Your Majesty?
Right on.
Morningwood is to be left unspoiled. We will find other ways to deal with Bowerstone's sewage problem.
The Queen has spoken. Morningwood shall not be used as a waste site. The Sanitation Committee will look into safer alternatives.
Groovy. You are like a majestuous eagle, Your Majesty. You were in touch with your inner innards. Granny Nature thanks you from, like, the bottom of her heart.
A pity. I must admit I was rather looking forward to breathing fresh air, but I'm sure Your Majesty knows best. There is nothing as important as the health and hygiene of our citizens. As such, Riva Industries is delighted to announce the opening of the Bowerstone Sewage Recycling Facility, because there can be no affluence without effluence.
The day is almost over, Your Majesty. Only one more appointment left. Page has requested a meeting in the old rebel headquarters. How very cloak and dagger. I wonder what she wants.
I actually just remembered there's 3 silver keys on these, isn't there? There are the 2 in Millfields and the 1 in the market. The area I still can't get to yet. I should probably look to see if there's anything else, shouldn't I?
Ah, hello.
Nope. Okay.
It's not every day a queen walks into the rebel headquarters. You've changed the world since we last stood here.
You had a lot to do with it, Paige.
But we still haven't changed things enough. Without Logan's troops, crime is becoming a serious problem. There's one man in particular, Nigel Ferret. He's making this city his own. Every criminal in Bowerstone reports to him now. He's too powerful for me to deal with, and he's not easy to find. But I know how you can get to him. Good. Kid went undercover with a gang of robbers and found out their plans. They're going to strike the tavern in Bowerstone Market. If you get there in time, you can stop the raid. And at least one of those thugs must know where Ferret is holed up.
Right, this will be entering this place then. Stop being annoying, connection.
If you cooperate, you won't get hurt. But if you give us any trouble, we'll kill you. Now, just so you know we mean business, I'd like one of you to give us trouble, so we can kill him as an example to the rest. Who's it gonna be then? Oh look, we have a volunteer. The Queen, no less. Have at her, fellas.
Oh, did that hurt as bad as it looked?
It is no longer advantageous for any of us to frequent the hideout in Industrial. Presently, I shall inaugurate a new centre of operations in Bowerstone Market. You've been provided with a key which will permit access. Please endeavour to prevent its transference to an unauthorised individual.
At your command.
Finally.
You again. It does tend to obviate the entire objective of maintaining a secret hideout if your enemies can simply infiltrate whenever they've the inclination. Lads, perform the specific services for which I employ you. Expeditiously.
Huh?
Killer! Fast!
See that? Skill for you. Oh, that's like it hurt, matey.
Rather you than me. Nobody wants to tell my me.
Cremate.
Ah! Worst time. Make me want to sneeze, game. Ugh.
My dear Bob, you're a ruthless crook and a big booby as well. And since you are a ruthless crook, I'm not signing this letter so that I can remain anonymous. Ha! Yours, Arthur. Oh.
Ah, you tried, Arthur.
I can't live one more day in this cell. Cut out
want a lever so I can hang it over me mantelpiece like a... Missed, so up yours.
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
I believe I can state with relative confidence that your efforts are in vain. Even should it transpire that you vanquish my associates, this door is completely impenetrable. In addition to which, this cell contains a secret egress through which I may abscond whenever I desire. Meanwhile, my compatriots shall brutalize your person.
You haven't lost your touch. I'm surprised his men were foolish enough to fight you.
Now, truth be told, my superlative intellect notwithstanding, it would appear this is not, in fact, the specific cell I so confidently referenced earlier. The one with the secret exit has 2 beds. All right, you have prevailed, Your Majesty. I concede. However, I entreat you to entertain a certain proposal.
You have nothing to offer, Ferret. It's over.
That pronouncement is objectively devoid of merit. I happen to have on my person a substantial quantity of currency. Let me go free, and the money is yours.
As far as I'm concerned, you can stay in there and rot. But that's for the Queen to decide.
Try and bribe me with such a tiny amount.
You royal miscreant! This grievous malefaction shall be rewarded with equally grievous retribution.
When I can get the road to rule again, that's the gun upgraded.
The treasury is simply bursting with wholesome, nutritious gold. I sometimes spend hours staring at this glorious accomplishment. Our wealth surpasses all expectations. I must congratulate you, Your Majesty. But the kingdom demands your attention once more. The time has come to make a decision on Albion's drinking laws. Under Logan's rule, our citizens are restricted in the amount of alcohol they can purchase per day. As you can imagine, this has proved a rather unpopular measure. And yet many respected members of the community think the law does not go far enough. They would like alcohol consumption wholly abolished among the commoners. They feel, rather reasonably, that it leads to improper behavior and raucous public spectacles. These concerned nobles are willing to pay handsomely for the change in policy. Meanwhile, the commoners themselves would like the restrictions completely lifted, claiming they infringe upon their freedom and their rights. You cannot please everyone, Your Majesty, but you must make a decision. As you wish. Let the streets be filled with poor, drunken revelers. Perhaps it will take their minds off their impending doom. This will leave a noticeable gap in our budget, however. If you are feeling particularly generous, you may wish to make a personal donation to bridge that gap. Let us move on to other matters, Your Majesty. You have a busy day in the throne room ahead.
Yeah, this might be Lake.
Samuel, the head of the Brightwall Academy, is ready to plead his case. I sincerely hope he isn't after a handout, though I'm sure Master Reaver will be the voice of reason, as always.
This will leave just the mini games to be upgraded. At this point, actually got a fair amount of.
New weapons have been added to your collection.
29, 29, 04, 76, 100, 28, 29.
Changing your weapon?
One.
Hammers are slower to swing, but do accomplish quite a bit more flattening.
Pretty much using the best anyway.
Why just stab or shoot your enemies when you can set them on fire? Those two... To look upon this wall does put things in perspective, doesn't it? Yes?
Oh, right. I can't interact with the table while I'm in here. Right, now I'll be able to market, one quest. Yep, escape convict. Brightwall's already got the same.
Greetings, Mom.
All stand for the Queen. Today, you decide on the status of the Brightwall Academy, Your Majesty. Samuel will speak for the town and its scholars. Reaver will dispute his cause.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, it was your mother who opened the doors to Albion's greatest seat of learning. Under her rule, knowledge and culture flourished, and so did the people of Brightwall. I ask only that you return to the wisdom of those days. Your brother closed the academy down, but it is in your hands to restore it. There is no greater proponent of the arts than myself, and I celebrate knowledge in all its forms. But our people are frightened and confused. The last thing they need is knowledge. Allow them the benefit of ignorance. Let only those who are truly prepared make use of the academy. The elite of our society will pay handsomely to indulge in erudition. But only the rich will be able to afford to learn. Precisely. Why give wisdom away when one can charge for it?
What do you wish to do, Your Majesty?
The Brightwall Academy will be open to all who wish to learn.
The Brightwall Academy shall be reopened, and Albion will once again have a free center of learning.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. This is the start of a new day for us all. Very well. I will make the arrangements at once. Stimulate your intellect in the newly reopened Brightwall Academy. Suckle the knowledge from the land's greatest minds and avail yourself of the best library ever assembled. Everyone, from the most impoverished genius to the wealthiest idiot, is welcome. Brightwall Academy. Whatever you earn, it's the place to learn.
The court summons Page and Reaver. The matter before you today is the future of Bower Lake. Reaver will offer his proposal. Page will stand against him.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, a recent survey of Bower Lake has found that the waterbed is rich in valuable metals. Now, as amusing as it would be to make workers hold their breath as they mine these resources, I fear it would be impractical. Instead, we have no choice but to dam the river and drain the lake of all water. Once that is done, we will have a ready-made quarry, ripe for the plucking. It will be a pity to disfigure the landscape so close to my former home, but it is a sensible course of action in light of our current needs.
Bower Lake is the last piece of natural beauty remaining in Bowerstone. It belongs to our history and should be protected. Don't take it away from us. You'll be taking away part of this city's soul with it.
Oh, really?
Now that we've finally freed the people of this city, are we going to destroy the one place they can find peace?
The decision is yours to make, Your Majesty.
Nice place for the dog to be.
Page is right. We must protect our natural resources. Bower Lake is to be left untouched.
The Queen has ruled. Bower Lake's natural beauty is hereby protected by order of the Crown.
Thank you. Let's show the world Albion is worth defending.
Is a pretty view worth more than a treasury full of gold? I bow to your greater wisdom.
Interesting if they changed up the buttons for the choices, but whatever. Just to try and trick people.
To declare the official protection of this natural wonder. May its water drown anyone who doesn't appreciate its beauty.
I trust the court was not too dull today. In any case, I'm confident your final task will be most enjoyable. A loyal and wealthy member of our community has offered to make a sizable donation to our treasury. Her only request is that you go to Millfields to make the collection in person. A perfect chance to stretch your legs, Your Majesty.
Welcome to...
Let's do a quick once over. Good chance this is the Hob quest.
We could just talk this over and come to an understanding, but I think we'll just kill you and take all your stuff instead. Oi! Keep shooting! Someone is being killed!
Of course it would be this house, wouldn't it?
Look, I know where the thief is. He fled into the woods.
Madam, I understand you want to recover what you've lost, but those woods are simply too dangerous. It would be suicide to enter them without combat experience, or training, or skill.
I don't want to enter them. I want you to.
Right. I was talking about me.
Oh, just forget it. Ah, Your Majesty, it's such an honor to have you here. If only fate hadn't conspired to make me look like a fool. I so wanted to make a contribution to the noble cause. What's the use of a priceless heirloom if we're all going to perish in who knows what frightful way? I had taken the statuette out of the family vault, ready for your visit, only for a common thief to take it in broad daylight. Can you believe it, Your Majesty? The thief ran into the woods, and naturally the soldiers are too scared to follow. Why must the uneducated be so superstitious? But you know no such fear, do you? Find the villain, Your Majesty. He has stolen more than a statue. He takes with him the future of our kingdom. Beware the woods, Your Majesty. The soldiers may be superstitious, but there's no denying dangerous beasts lurk within. Good luck. I know you will succeed.
not the Hob quest.
Looking for the statue, Your Majesty. Follow the White Balverine.
Right, you monster. Prepare to meet your... Oh, I'm so sorry. For a moment there I thought you were a Balverine. Damn things are always trying to get through our defenses. We burn silver nitrate in those lamps to keep them out. Kills them pretty quick if they hang around for too long. If a lamp goes out, well, I don't like to think what might happen then. One went out just recently, but we got it lit again fast. The man responsible, this bloke Connor, got punished. Severely. Before he disappears into the forest, he tells us there's gonna be a reckoning. He's probably in 25 different stomachs right now. That's my reckoning. You can come on out, everyone. It's safe.
Greetings, my lady.
Your Majesty, I've been expecting you. You've been through the village, have you? Charming hamlet. It's full of warm, wonderful people who'll give you the shirt off their back and condemn you to death for one simple mistake. Anyone can fall asleep on watch. You exile him into this forest and call it justice? But enough about that. You're here for that statue. It's quite a remarkable thing. It did everything the legend said it would. And now I don't need it anymore. It's funny how things change. So if you want to take it back to that prig in Millfields, it's yours. Nearly free of charge. All I ask is a small favor. Destroy those silver nitrate lanterns. Then the village will get a taste of justice. The choice is yours. And it's a simple one. How simple? If you decline, my brothers will kill you. Ah, well. I suppose it was too much to hope for. Still, your choice won't save the village. Now that I'm the leader of the pack, we've got some brains to go with our brawn. We'll lose a few of the weaker members, but we'll deal with those lanterns on our own. In the meantime, killing you will be a good way to, shall we say, get the blood flowing.
Mm-hmm. Take. Fucking stop. Fucking stun. Stop it.
You are stronger than I imagined, Your Majesty. But not strong enough. Prepare yourself for death.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You saved us from certain destruction. We're in your debt. You'll always be welcome here, should you wish to return. Connor had this on him. It looks like a Belverine. It's yours if you want it.
Whoa! I'm not trying to kiss your arse, Your Majesty. But you are the most...
If you're not too busy, you might have a look in the sanctuary shop.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna check this every single goddamn time.
My queen?
Your Majesty.
You're back. Did you find the thief? Did you recover the statue?
Of course she did. She is the queen, and thus infallible. If you will hand the statue to me, Your Majesty, I will endeavor to appraise it.
You found it? Oh, I can barely contain my tears. Oh, excuse me, Your Majesty. I can't let you see me this way. And please, make good use of it.
Nobles, always so melodramatic. As for this little item, it is every bit as valuable as I hoped it would be. The profit shall make a welcome addition to the treasury. Unless, of course, well, it is your statue now. You could always opt to keep the proceeds for yourself and administer them as you see fit. What do you wish to do, my queen? A magnanimous gesture indeed. Your subjects are lucky to be ruled by one so giving. With the fatidic attack not far away now, it fills one's heart with confidence and supreme satisfaction to see the treasury filled to the brim. I have taken to sleeping beneath the gold and can report nothing but restful nights. As for today's first order of business, you may have heard about the dire situation the kingdom's economy finds itself in. Logan's policies always kept our cities on the edge of bankruptcy, and the panic caused by the fast-approaching darkness has only exacerbated the situation. I'm afraid the only way to stop this slide into ruin is to bail out Bowerstone's financial institutions. The people are looking at you to save them from economic disaster, but remember that doing so may condemn them to a much darker and bloodier fate. What shall we do, Your Majesty? You are such a giving, magnanimous person. Very well, I will make the arrangements. Life will be easier for your subjects for a while, but the treasury will not easily recover. I only hope we haven't thrown away our chances of survival. Of course, you could always replenish our gold supplies by donating from your personal funds. Shall we proceed with today's agenda? Kalin, the representative for the Auroran people, has requested an audience with you. The court awaits in the throne room.
Right. I don't need to do this, but... Just 100 more guild cells. The customary check for quests. One, that'll be the guy. One, that'll be the guy. Nothing else.
Nice to see you, Your Majesty.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen. Today you must decide how much protection to grant Aurora. Kalin will offer her proposal. Riva will stand against her.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, as you know, the threat from the deserts that surrounds my city has not diminished. The darkness could fall upon us once more at any moment. Aurora is part of your kingdom now, and I ask that you grant us protection. Build a desert outpost that can warn my people should the crawler attack. It shall allow us to leave the city in time and ensure the survival of your loyal subjects.
A desert outpost? I've never heard such nonsense. What shall we do next? Erect taverns under the sea? Plant crops on mountain peaks? It is a foolhardy suggestion. Why should our valiant soldiers suffer sunstroke and chapped lips in a distant land when they could be protecting the people of this very city? Is it really worth risking the lives of all the people outside these walls for a mere alarm system? Of course not. Let us leave the funds and the soldiers where they belong, right here.
The darkness poses a threat to us all. But Aurora has already suffered more than its fair share. The final decision rests with you, Your Majesty.
Aurora is under our protection. It is our duty to build this outpost.
The Queen's decision is final. A military outpost shall be erected in the deserts that surround Aurora.
We shall not forget this gesture. Aurora thanks you.
Ah, you are a whimsical monarch, and that is why you are so beloved. Very well, it shall be done. Riva Industries is proud to present an exotic tale of romance, adventure, and sand. The Desert Outpost.
Bring forth Sabine of the Mist Peak Dwellers. Today, you decide on the fate of Mist Peak, home of the Dwellers, Your Majesty. Sabine will speak for his people and their land. Riva will dispute his cause.
You may speak.
I come here seeking nothing but what was promised me and my people. You pledged to restore our home mountains and our right to dwell in them. We have fulfilled our end of the bargain. We have paid with our lives to sit you on that throne. Now you must fulfill your end. Undo the damage your brother did to our land, and our agreement shall be satisfied.
Your Majesty, this sounds both an unnecessary expense and an impudent demand. What value is there in a few trees languishing amongst snow and rock? This is not the time to indulge some idyllic fantasy. Those forests are a resource, and we are in dire need of resources. I propose we expand on your brother's initiative and take what nature offers so readily. Say the word, and I will transform the worthless wasteland of Mist Peak into assets we can use to defend Albion.
These hands are not yet so old or weak that I can't wring that pretty little neck of yours, Reaver.
The refined retort of a true mountain goat.
You made a promise to Sabine, but it's up to you whether you decide to honor it.
I will keep my promise to the Dwellers. The Mist Peak Mountains shall be restored.
Mist Peak shall become a protected region, and the Dwellers shall be granted authority over its forests and resources.
You are true to your word and your honor. The Dwellers will stand by you till the end.
The forests of Mist Peak are our greatest national treasure, and now, thanks to Riva Industries, they have returned to their past splendor. Dwellers, birds, and bunnies are free to roam, laugh, and kill each other as nature intended. Who needs all that lumber anyway?
Happy anniversary, Your Majesty. 1 year as Queen of Albion. Doesn't time just fly? To celebrate this momentous day, I have prepared some fantastic events. First, you will stand still for several hours while a local artist paints your portrait. Then, you will choose the 47 varieties of flowers you wish to be cast at your feet as you parade through the city. Oh, and you will need to sign thousands of autographs, of course. Let's see. You will also be...
Oh, thank God. Maybe not the whole quest, though.
The day has come, Queen. It is time for you to face the darkness. But you will do so in your true form. Over the past year, you have made decisions that reveal your nature, and which have affected the lives of all your subjects. You have done what many would have thought impossible. Not only have you raised an army to protect your people, but you have accomplished this while acting as a noble, benevolent, and popular ruler. But you are more than a queen. You are a hero. You are Albion's champion, its protector. This coming battle is the reason you had to take Logan's place. Only you can defeat the creature that dwells in the shadows. If you do not, all your efforts will have been in vain. Now go. Do what you were born to do.
It's here. The darkness has reached Power Stone. Reports indicate that our defenses were able to hold off the worst of the first attack. But if we don't act quickly, even the armies we prepared for this day will not be enough.
We have to get out on the streets, now!
Today we fight for Albion!
For Albion!
Royalty or no, you're going down!
The city with your lives!
Ah, that looks bad!
It's here! It's here!
Nice shooting! Yes! No armor is stopping you, is it? Does that thing ever shut up?
Death beats its wings for me. But this is the kingdom of unlight now! This is the kingdom of death! You have done such hurtful things. The people below shall rejoice in your death. Dead fingers whisper. Dead fingers claw at 1,000,000 eyes. You can never escape darkness. It flocks to you always. Drink the sounds you give us. The cries of your young. The gurgle of a freshly ripped throat. We give thanks for your desperation.
Two crack shots like us, we might stand a chance. Yes, he's the other one. He's not getting anything.
Do not provoke us with the bone gleam shining from your broken bodies. It is a transgression against the night.
It's not like I'm going to actually die.
The Dark Guardian shall come to protect us. Are you thinking of the how you will never see them again?
I can feel it. We're getting close to that thing. Where are you? Show yourself.
The lost sheep returns to the flock. No one ever leaves the darkness behind. Do you see? Do you see what you have allowed? We are all shadows now.
Hey, I can't get through.
I am Shadow and Death. Where are you? Where are you? Tainted, broken little toys. Look at what you've done to me. You rule over a graveyard. Is that what you wanted? You have done terrible things. Did you think I wouldn't know? Did you think I would allow it? I have killed so many of you already. Why fight me any longer?
I'm sorry.
You took away the darkness. It's been inside me all this time. But it's light now. I can see the sky. And it's light. I don't think I can fight anymore.
It's all over, Walter. We won. We beat it together.
Do you remember the stories I tell you when you were a child? There was a great queen once, the mightiest hero of them all. Remember what you would say.
Teach me to be a hero.
You've done me proud. You've always done me proud.
Oh, Walter.
I think old Walter would have liked it out here. He was always a fan of looking tall and stony. I can imagine what he'd say if he was here now.
Shut up, Ben.
Exactly.
It's time I return to my own castle. If ever you need to save the world from another abomination, you know where to find me.
My people shall never forget what you have done for them. We are proud to be part of Albion. I shall return to Aurora in the knowledge that we may at last enjoy peace. Farewell, Your Majesty.
Walter was right about you. You're a hero in every sense of the word. The hero Albion needed.
What will you do now?
I will continue to serve you the best way I can. I belong down in the city. The people there will always need help. Goodbye, my queen.
You have done what I thought impossible. You are the ruler I could never be. You don't need me anymore, and Albion will heal easier without me.
Well, Queen, old chum, ruler supreme, pal, you did it. You saved the kingdom. And it's my turn to say goodbye. I'm not cut out to be a general, and I think I'd like to start travelling again. Or maybe see if Paige needs any help down in Industrial. But before I go, let's send off our friend in style, shall we? This one's for you, Walter.
This is the world as it could have been, devoid of color, devoid of life. It is thanks to you that it isn't so, and you did it without becoming a tyrant. The people love you, and you have banished the shadow of your brother's reign. You kept your promise to Sabine and his people, when it would have been easier to turn your back on them. A noble gesture. You swore an oath to Paige to better the lives of your people, and you did so even in the face of great danger. You did for the Aurorans what your brother would not. He broke his promise, but you proved to be the better leader. Without the strength to make those choices, we would not be standing here now. Perhaps we shall meet again one day, Queen.
Aren't you going to tell me my future?
The future will reveal itself when it is ready to do so.
Skip that. Done the impossible, saving your kingdom while suffering virtually no losses. Places you among the greatest leaders of all time. Your people love you and consider it an honor to be the subjects of such a magnificent hero. Lesson of the game: if you have a problem, just throw money at it.
How are you, Your Majesty?
You have accomplished something quite extraordinary. I do not think even your mother could have equaled it. The kingdom teetered on the brink of annihilation, and yet we live, all thanks to you. As for me, I'm Just an old servant, and that is what I will always be. You know where to find me should you ever require my assistance, madam.
So I did it far faster than I thought I would. Criminal will be criminal. Criminal. Ugh, finally. I may as well finish out the rest of the quests that actually mean a damn.
You forged an incredible bond with this person, and they consider you their greatest friend. When this happens, they're more likely to give you more gifts and better discounts.
Majesty?
The Queen!
I say, do you know who I am? I'm Dans. Dans Maria. You know, the author. Famous author. Haven't you heard of me? No? Well, anyway, whatever. Right, now, I'm into hops. Writing a book on them, in fact. Much maligned they are, hops, and not nearly as bad as people make out. But I need to learn more, so I've decided I shall live with them for a while, study them, be friends with them. I'm sure I can do it. All they need is a little love and understanding. Will you take me to one of their caves? Make sure I get there safely.
Instead of a chimney sweep.
Aye.
You will? Oh, that's great! Oh, how exciting! I can't wait to meet my new friends.
No, right. Leading by
Isn't it
the
time we
hand.
were on our way? Absolutely fascinating, hops. I'm betting they can be reasoned with, if they're shown a bit of respect. Maybe once I've written this book, people will see Hobbs in a new light. They could come and live in our towns. In our homes, even. Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? Have you read my last book? It's about puffins. Undead puffins. Cool, eh? If you buy my books, I'll sign them for you. How about that, eh? I wonder what hogs like to eat. Have you got any ideas? Ah! They're attacking! You'll have to kill them!
Just reasonable. Let's go fast.
Hello, great queen.
Ah, now this is perfect. An excellent vantage point to make my observations. Oh, thank you for your help. Farewell. I shall mention you in the forward of my book.
Right. Let's just have to leave the area and come back.
Have you checked the sanctuary
Might as well just do the Aurora quests anyway.
How are you, Your Majesty? Some say the Western Ocean is vast and pretty much empty. Just a few islands dotted about. I say that is not true. There is a great undiscovered continent out there, and I aim to find it. The trouble is, a maritime expedition like that costs money. Lots of money for the crew, the navigation equipment, the supplies. Oh, and the boat. No way to do it without a boat. This sort of endeavor requires the patronage of a monarch. What about it, Your Majesty? Not only will you benefit from any discoveries I might make, you will also be expanding the sum of human knowledge. This is a great day for me, and so shall it be for you. My gratitude is as boundless as the ocean, which actually is bounded on the other side by a new continent, as I mentioned. But thank you. I shall set sail as soon as possible. It has been a lifelong dream to voyage to the New World. I shall return soon, my ship laden with strange animals and exotic spices. If they have those things there.
Welcome to the... Sanctuary.
Greetings, Mom.
Oh, they're just giving me guilt chills. Ugh, neat. This is annoying. It took till after the end of the game to do that. Whatever.
It's buried out there somewhere. I know it is. Somewhere in the burning sands. If only it wasn't so dangerous. Oh, Your Majesty, perhaps you can help. The temple here in Aurora commissioned me, Himmelkar, archaeologist extraordinaire, to retrieve a holy relic of theirs that was lost in the desert centuries ago. I found the general area in which the relic is said to lie. It is remote and infested with terrible creatures. But you are truly mighty. You can fight these things. If you could retrieve the relic, The temple will be very grateful, I'm sure. You see, it's a statue of a long-dead Auroran hero called Tanar the Great. Once recovered, they'll display it prominently in the temple. This is a very important piece of Aurora's history. Of course, all those who worship at the temple will know it was you who found the relic. This will earn their loyalty. So, Your Majesty, will you venture across the burning sands in search of the statue? The people will be very pleased, Your Majesty. Remember, the desert is very dangerous. Do be careful. Especially once you have the relic.
Mm-hmm. Just point to where I need to go. Stop being annoying.
Have you ever seen your own river?
Ugh. Shit. Fucking die. Oh, I'm clearing with my quest. Okay. I'll get the fuck over here.
Welcome to the...
Ugh. It's not like anything can really beat me if I try. Even if it does, I don't die.
Tanar the Great. It is magnificent. I shall return it to the temple immediately. Next time you visit the temple, it will be on display in pride of place. We cannot thank you enough, Your Majesty. I shall ensure that everyone knows what you have done.
Two quests. Key to the greater key will be the key to the gold key.
Your Majesty, I'm sure you could do it. There's this wise man who lives in the desert. He's prophetic, really kind of a hermit. We call him the prophetic hermit. Anyway, he has gifts. He can see the future and talk to the dead. Like this brain in this jar. It's dead. He could communicate with it and dispense its wisdom. I'd deliver it myself, but the desert's got so dangerous recently, I wouldn't make it alive. You, though, Your Majesty, you're a hero. You could get through. It would cause you no trouble.
Your Majesty.
Will you take the brain for us? You'd win over some of the Prophet's followers if you did. And he has many. And he'd give you his predictions as well. Knowing the future would be of great value to a monarch, I would think. Excellent. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm sure his predictions will prove useful to you.
Should another attack happen.
Ah, hello.
Veil path, eh? Okay. Don't know why all these quests are after the main story. Surely it would make sense for them to be before, but whatever. Just stop getting in my way.
Greetings, Your Majesty. I knew you would come even before you arrived. I saw you come over the horizon. What brings you to this place? Ah, a brain. Did my disciple send you then? Excellent. A long time has passed since I had a fresh delivery, and all the old brains have said their piece. Now, let me see. Ah, the brain speaks from beyond the dark veil. Yes? Yes? What? Oh, how rude. You never know what you're going to get when you talk to the dead. That fellow had quite a mouth on him. Metaphorically speaking. But no matter. I thank you, Your Majesty, for the delivery. My people and I shall not forget you.
Ah, hello.
Almost done.
Yeah! Yeah!
Are you a man or a little boy?
I cannot sell my tattoos. You're liable to rub
Exotic
elbows with
tattoos.
We can get
Available
you.
Your Majesty, are you interested in a business proposition? All you have to do, as per the usual, is part with a little gold. Surely a trivial sum for a wealthy monarch like yourself. In exchange, you will receive a key which bears an inscription. It says, "This key opens the way to a greater key, which leads to a greater treasure." It opens a secret door in an ancient tomb in the desert. It's near some shattered statuary, I think. So, are you interested, Your Majesty? Again, the price is insignificant, and the potential reward staggering. Excellent! Here you are. I am sure it will bring you great fortune. Farewell, Your Majesty.
Oh, well, okay. Buy the places in the fort, can I?
Don't you realise what you're looking on? Ha-ha! You'll have to do better than that to hit me. Go on, do it again. Oh, that was about.
Not. Oh well. The only place I could never get into was over here. Well, back into, I suppose. Oh, keep dropping frames. Here's my gold key.
Welcome to the...
That's that all done. You'll catch a criminal. You'll catch a criminal. You'll catch a criminal and force factory work. And you are catch a criminal.
Thank
Back to the Hob Cave.
Never killed a queen before.
2 silver keys and a book.
My dear Dans, what a pea-brained mooncalf you are. Oh, and your books are rubbish. Yours sincerely, Arthur.
This is the Journal of Dans Maria. I found them. A tribe of hobbs. So far, all is well. They are responding to my friendly approaches quite positively. They appear to be examining some kind of book. And gesturing at me. Interesting. It's been 2 days now. The hobbs are still flicking through their book and pointing, but no one has attacked me. One of them, a fat little hob with a kind of dirty chef's hat on his head, came up and poked me a bit, but that was all. The fat chef hob has slammed the book shut. I can just see the title. It's some kind of cookbook. Quentin stood over the sleeping form and clenched the knife tightly in his hand. Here was the woman he loved. The first person who'd shown him true affection. The wonderful creature whose very laugh made him want to sing. Could he really go through with this? One transgression, what she had tearfully labeled a terrible mistake. For that, did she deserve death? He wrestled with the question for what seemed an eternity. But while his logical mind desperately tried to stay his hand, in his liver he knew what he must do.
He raised the blade. It glinted with deadly promise in the moonlight, then vanished as he plunged it into his darling.
Ah, he was cooked by his own book. Right, silver keys. One. Dog. Here it is.
A little something new has appeared in the...
I'm the Keymaster. Do-do-do-do.
Well, you've done it. They've fallen in love with you. If you're ready to take your relationship to the next level, you can get married and perhaps even think about having children.
So heartwarming to see those books coming in. I really cannot thank you enough. You've managed to get every book ever. Well, I exaggerate, of course. There is one more book. One more special book before we can call our collection complete. And it's here. Huh? Can you believe it? In the reliquary beneath this very academy. It was locked away a long time ago, and for a good reason. It's called the Book of Doom. It sounds bad, I know, but don't worry. As long as you don't read it, you should be fine. Assuming you survive the inevitable attacks by whatever awful creature happens to be guarding it. Ah, I knew you'd come through for me. Now, remember, just don't read it when you find it. To think, the blessed thing's been beneath us the whole time. It needed but a hero to retrieve it. You will find it behind a locked door in the reliquary. Good luck.
Walk next to a person. Boom. Guild sales.
Your Majesty?
Here. I offer this.
Another word, all right? You're still reading, aren't you? What part of don't read another line do you not understand? Well, it's too late now. You've read it. You're doomed. You never should have read this. And I probably shouldn't have written it, actually.
Ah, hello.
Do 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 do.
You found it. I can't believe it. The Book of Doom. Oh, you didn't read it, did you? Tell me you didn't read it. Well, it doesn't seem to have done you any harm. Anyway, the important thing is that you reclaimed every book we needed. You are truly amazing. You have performed an incredible service for the Academy, for Brightwall, and for the world. The literate world, anyway.
Right. Relationship quests everywhere. Yeah, you'll be catch criminals. You'll be catch criminals. You'll catch thingy. Right. Just a silver chest and a golden door to do.
Greetings, at your service.
Oh, it's the great ruler. Hello.
At your service, my queen. At your service.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind telling you, he was the hairiest man I've ever seen in such a natural state.
A crap ton of money as well, wasn't it? Utterly fucking pointless at this juncture in the game. Hey. All that's left is the gold door down here. Ugh. A bit surrounded there. The damn thing else. Game would just like to give me a way into the fucking road to rule that I could actually fucking use. And I could finish that off as well. Seriously, it's so fucking annoying that it is random fucking show up in the bloody bottom. Why would they do that? Ugh.
I never thought this town would go. Give us a hand, and we can be pals.
Hello, Mummy. Why did you have to come back home? Woo! Woo!
Yeah, it's such a fucking stupid bug that you can't actually raise it. Oh, finally. Oh, that was lucky. At this point, I call this game pretty fucking done. All gargoyles, all aurora flowers, all quests. Everything. Even all the chests here. No. That's Fable 3 very, very, very much complete. Which means tomorrow I shall finally start Lost Odyssey. Which I'm looking forward to. I've never played it before and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So, that then will be all for now. I